New bike, who dis? What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Easy, back with another thingy thing video. Today I'm taking my bike to Fraser's Harley Davidson and Ducati, due for a bit of a service, and they're replacing me old my filter down here, this one, because I did an oopsie and I crushed it. I was washing my bike, had a plastic bag over the filter, and I just wasn't thinking, and I started the bike up after I'd finished washing it with the bag still on just for a second, and it sucked in and crushed it a little bit. So yeah, not too bad, but enough for it to annoy me and me want to replace it. So a service and a new filter, and my cruise control was sort of playing up, so they're gonna have a look at that. So here we are now, pulling up, and they're gonna give me a loaner bike. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited for whatever it is. Here will do, whatever. Hope they give me that Fxdl that I can take home. That'd be sweet. Borrow it overnight. I'll catch us after I go talk to the peeps. Damn, that's sassy.
Moments later.
Alrighty, YouTube. So they hooked me up with a loaner, getting my bike all sorted, and the loaner is 2019 Fat Bob 114. I'm super excited. I get this for a day, overnight. It is all mine. That's exciting. I've never ridden one. So it's going to be cool. Ooh, I'm excited. Ooh. Ooh. I'm so bad. I'm so nervous. Oh my god. Oh dude, this is cool. Oh yeah, let's go. I don't know what gear I'm in. What am I doing? Okay. I can't talk. I'm too I'm wigging out. Different bike. What am I doing? It's my first time riding a Fat Bob. It's my first time riding a Softail that's newer than... Oh, I don't remember how old the last Softail I was, but it's the first time I rode an M8. I know that. First time I rode a Milwaukee 8, and it feels nice. How many Ks are on it? There is 753 Ks on it. Gear changes feel a little like clunkier than my one, I guess. Yeah, I don't know about these bars either. Maybe it's just the angle that's kind of putting my wrist, but I don't know. I think it's just I'm not used to it. It does feel smooth though, I will say that. It is a smooth boy, and they gave it to me with no fuel, so thanks. It's alright. It's the least I can do for letting me borrow it overnight. That's cool. It's got some up and go. It feels like it goes similar to my bike, if I'm honest. It doesn't feel like it's any more powerful or any less. The throttle is definitely lighter though, and twitchier. Lighter and twitchier. The standard seat on this is comfy too. I like it. You know, I got a Lucky Dave's on mine, and this feels just as comfortable. Maybe a little bit more comfortable. I don't know. Oh, it doesn't feel more comfortable. Maybe it is nice. So I just keep comparing it to my lowrider S, and it feels very similar. The stance is kind of similar with the drag bars. Really, my feet aren't much further forward than the mids on my bike, so I don't think that this is really forwards. It's just kind of like slightly forward mids. Is that what they call them? I don't know. But that's how I would describe it, is slightly more forward than my mids on my Fxdls. Apart from that, it feels real similar. Like, it's got that lower back support on the seat that even feels like my Lucky Dave seat. The power feels pretty similar. The stance feels pretty similar. I just feel like it's maybe slightly smoother in the engine, like not quite as much vibration through the bars, and the gear changes feel a little clunkier. Not in like a bad way, just that's how they feel. I haven't even adjusted my mirrors. I don't know where I'm looking. This mirror is like looking up in the sky. That's a good shot of my arm. That's still a good shot of my arm. This one's all arm. Yeah, still pretty much all arm. That's all I'm getting. I have to do that to see anything. But dudes and dudettes, I like this. I do. I don't know if I like it more than my bike, but I do like it. It doesn't have cruise control. Does it? No. No cruise control. So it loses a point there. Okay, interesting. It feels smoother right now, but accelerating it feels rougher than my bike. Does that make sense? This is smoother at lower speeds and cruising. Like right now it's very smooth, but when I give it some, it's rough. And just as much vibration through the handlebars as you do with my bike when you're like giving it some, you know? For some reason, I can't tell you why, but I don't like the look of that brake pedal. Am I being overly critical of this bike? I'm picking apart, I don't like the brake pedal. I like where this gauge is. I feel like I don't have to look down as far as I do for the gauges on my bike, and I like that all the information I need is at one gauge. I don't have to go and basically look at my crutch to see what revs I'm doing. But I am going to ride this bike again tomorrow when I drive it back out to them to drop it off, to pick up my bike, and I think then maybe I'll have a bit more of an opinion on it. Second ride, and then riding my bike again. Maybe I'll think, jumping back on my bike, I'll like things that this bike did that bike doesn't, or whatever. I like this matte white finish. It is cool.
The next day.
What's going on? Day 2 on the Fat Bob. I had it overnight now. I have some thoughts on it. I'm surprised at how similar it feels to my Fxdls. Like, very, very similar. And I'm just comparing it to that because that's my bike and that's what I'm used to, you know what I mean? And that's what I have the most experience on it when it comes to Harley Davidson. And I'm just so surprised at how similar this feels with the stance and the riding position and everything. And my thoughts are, I think this bike is better than my bike to ride. It's better to ride. The position is pretty much exactly the same. I think the seat's probably a little bit more comfortable. I'm so surprised by this seat. This seat is fucking fantastic for a stock Harley Davidson seat. It is lighter, not a great deal, but it is like a noticeable bit lighter. And you can really feel that the extra lean angle these new Softails get. Yeah, because I took it on some corners last night on the way home, and man, you can really tell you've got more to go. When I'm tipping my bike over, I know how far I got to go till I hit a peg, and this bike I was at that point and trying to push it a little more, and I didn't hit a peg. I didn't hit a peg all night on the ride home. I think it's just as it's not any more powerful, even though the engine is slightly bigger. It doesn't feel any more powerful than my bike, but it doesn't feel any less powerful than my bike. The vibrations, like being an M8 versus the V-twin, at cruising speeds, like right now, the vibration is less. At idle, the vibration is less. But as soon as you turn the throttle on, the vibration is about the same. I think this bike is absolutely great. But would I sell my Fxdls for it? Hell no. Hell no. And here's why. Where's that stand? Oh, I do like the stand too, I will say that. I think the bike is just as good as my bike. I think it's better to ride than my bike, but visually it doesn't do it for me. I mean, in comparison to my bike. Let's say my bike's a 10, this bike's an 8. You know, there's certain things about it that I don't like. I mean, I do like the headlight, but in comparison to my bike, I don't like the headlight. You know what I mean? There's a couple of things about it that I just don't like visually. I don't like this flat fender for some reason. I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't like how the tank finishes like this, and then this has got like this little thing right there. And I don't like this. I know you can replace that. And I don't like how the back of the bike looks for some reason. It just, yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. If my bike was a 8 to ride, this is a 9. So I don't know. Would I have bought this bike if it was available at the same time as my other bike? Probably not, because I didn't fall in love with it visually. I like it, I think it's really nice, but I didn't fall in love with it like I did my my Fxdls. Time to go pick my bike up. Scrape the pegs the first corner. I was used to that fat bob lean angle. Yeah, yeah, you do a lot more lean angle, more than you realise. Wow. First thing jumping back on this, I notice my knees are much higher. Like my knees are more in my chest, and the handlebars they do feel a bit not as wide and in a slightly better angle and position, I think. But yeah, I do feel more at home on this. This is where the heart is. Ooh, I feel like this is more responsive. Like it pulls harder. Like I don't think it's any faster, but it feels like it pulls harder. I don't know. But yeah, I notice that I feel the vibration of this a little bit more through my feet and a little bit more through my hands. Yeah, this feels like it pulls harder. The gauge on the Fat Bob was really good. Really good. Had all the information you wanted right there, but it was like here. Right where you wanted it to be. Where this one I got to look down so far to see what's going on. It is a bit more vibrating than the old Fat Bob. I feel my arms, but I don't hate it. Riding a motorcycle is a visceral experience. There's part of it with this bike, you know, and I like that. The thing I noticed about the M8, the motor has more of a whistle to it, and this has more of like a tick. So much more lean angle. I've hit the pegs twice on this and going around pretty mellow kind of corners and roundabouts, and I didn't hit it on the Fat Bob. So it's surprising how much extra lean you get out of those new bikes. Oh yeah, this bloke on a postie killing it. Your back wheel looks a little buckled there, champ. Oh, backfiring like crazy. It feels better being back on my bike though. It feels right. I mean, the Fat Bob was good and all, but I just don't love it. I just don't love it. And I think that's kind of important to remember when it comes to what someone else rides. Do they love it? And that's all that matters. More powerful bikes out there. There's bikes with better lean angles, bikes with less shake, bikes with better aerodynamics, but if you ride what you love, then the rest doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't care that my bike's not the most powerful. I don't care that my bike doesn't lean the most. What I care about most is that I love it, and it does what I want it to do. So in conclusion, yes, the Fat Bob does lean more. The Fat Bob is probably a little smoother. The Fat Bob is a little lighter than this. The Fat Bob, out of the box, that bike is more comfortable. I think the gauges were better on the Fat Bob, but none of that matters because I didn't love it. I didn't even ride this bike before I bought it. I seen it and I was like, that's it. That's the one. So in saying that, I think that's a pretty good place to end it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like for me. Maybe comment your opinion. Tell me what your opinion is down below. If you're not subscribed already, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I appreciate all the support. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye! I'm calling that a victory. I won. I beat the Aprilia in a drag race to the line.